Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today, I have a kind of a broken strat these days that I've been using to absolutely grind some elo. Um, we'll have to see what if y'all can guess what it is here in a little bit. Um, First we'll do our player introductions here. So in the blue, we have myself playing as the Spanish. Um, Absolutely nasty Civ. You know, a lot of pro players will put the Spanish as like kind of good, but not really. And in pro play, I don't necessarily think it's that great. Like their building speed and the blacksmith costing no gold's really good for good timings. But they don't just have anything that they just super excel with. And you know, in Conquistadors, obviously they're incredibly good early Castle Age. Actually, they just got a buff. Like I think they cost only like 600 food, 500 gold for elite now, and their elite does more damage, so much more viable Imperial Age, which is kind of what spurred me to want to start playing them again. I honestly really dig the Spanish. So, and then over here in the yellow, we have my opponent, Schmeckle. We're gonna call him Schmeckle. Schmeckel is playing the Ethiopians, which I actually love the Ethiopians. The Ethiopians are one of my favorite archer civs because of their fast firing. Their fast firing archers are massive. You know what else is massive? No, just kidding. That's a dead meme. It's a dead meme. So yeah, not much to talk about here. Basically, as I was scouting my base, so with the Spanish, you only get archers, right? You don't have any archers into. Oh, look at that bad boy lure, by the way. You don't get any archer upgrade, like no crossbow, nothing. So typically you're going to go stable, so you can get your husbandry and horse and bloodlines and all that. But I was looking at my map here. I was thinking originally I was thinking, all right, fast feudal scouts, that'd be the way to go. And then I was like, hold up, this map is freaking legendary, dude. Look at this. Like, I could wall this off so easy. And then I was like, I was even thinking when I was walking through here, I was like, dude, I could wall this off in Castle. I could have half the freaking map behind a really solid map. So, immediately what came to mind? Fast Castle Conqs, baby. You already know. So, in my head, I'm going, all right, we're going Fast Castle and the Conquistadors. And I already have a decent amount. Oh, 3 seconds I had TC. Honestly, it's not bad. This is my first game back in a few months, by the way. Or a few months. Maybe a month. My first ranked game back in a month. So, not. I wasn't super excited about the outcome. I usually need like a warm-up game or at least two before. But and our opponent is no slouch. Currently, he doesn't have the score lead, but his scouting's just worse. I guess he doesn't do any sheep scouting. Or it doesn't look like he does. But yeah, so he's over here scouting my base currently, giving it the good old loop. And I didn't notice anything about his base really on first pass. I was like, okay, seems pretty standard. You know, it's pretty early in the game. At this point, I would expect him to start, since we're both on the 19 pop. That's like going to be an aggressive fast feudal in my elo. So like typically people are going pop with like 19 loom up or 20 loom up for a slightly slower. And oh yeah, here you go. He went 19 vils, so 20 pop loom up. So a little bit slower. This is crucial. This is why you always circle people's bases. I came back around, saw he's building barracks. I was like, okay, so he's either one drushing me and he's slow. Two, he is he's already up to feudal, which is imperative to know as a as if you're going fast castle. Also, I decided to mill my chickens. I should have built my mill right here. Would have been inefficient, but then I could have walled super easily. That was on me, guys. I'm just an 1150 rated player. Um. Anyway, saw he was building the barracks, so I was like, you know what? This chump. I've never seen anybody do it with the Ethiopians. Um. Ooh, got scout a little bit. But I was like, he's probably gonna go man at arms. So immediately, I take my scout and I leave it here. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's making militia. So, mind you, he's 30 seconds away from feudal age. I haven't even clicked up. So what am I doing? Wall, wall, wall. So I built a pre-wall here because I wasn't sure how quick you'd get out. Walling this, and then you'll see me start walling all this. And like I said, I have a fantastic base. Okay, so he hits feudal, and I'm like, okay, if he's got those, oh yeah, I see him hop out, and I was like, oh boy. So I try to kind of keep track of him, if I'm able to. Whoa. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, see, I'm trying to keep track of them, and so then I start grabbing my guys over here, making myself some palisade gate walls. I ain't playing. I ain't letting them in. I saw that they popped up to man-at-arms, so so now I can kind of mentally keep track of them, right? So I went 26. Did I get loom? No, I didn't get loom. I don't think. Oof. I still went 26 bills up. Now, admittedly, my build order was not super clean. Really wasn't that great. But I didn't see him coming this way anymore, so I was like, okay, he has got to be coming this way. And luckily, you'll see he'll start coming through here any second. It's kind of reading him like a book. I'm not going to lie. Oh, this nearly gave me a heart attack. I ran these guys away, and I was like, no, no. And I locked it. I was like, oh gosh. I knew he was walking by, so I was like, okay, I can just palisade house, and now he either sits there and smacks a wall, or he has to walk all the way back around to get in here. So I didn't even wall this side, because I was like, I can keep track of him. So he decides, the game volume is pretty loud. He decides he's going to try to get in. Mind you, I've got my 4 on stone over here. I'm not the greatest at adaptive build orders, so I haven't done fast castle into a castle drop in a while, so I was a little rusty. Honestly not. I didn't feel like it was too bad though. Drop in the market. I didn't have enough on wood. I was spending too much wood walling off the base. But after that, I had to save up just a hair for my blacksmith, and then that would basically be there. So my thought is, fast castle conquistadors is going to be the way to go, right? And he's now thinking, okay, I'm probably not going to be able to get a ton of feudal age pressure. His drush made me spend some wood for sure, or his man-at-arm rush, sorry. Made me spend some wood, but it's really nothing special at all. Like, I definitely won the trade in terms of he got 0 value points. Now, if he would have kept hitting like one of these gates here, and added some archers behind it, or something like that to get my stone miners, now that would have been super worth it. But, and then again, he gets this one by the berries. He's just trying to get some sort of value. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to get much. But yeah, so now we're just kind of stalling out. He's getting his fletching upgrades. I'm on my way to castle age, double bit axe. I'm feeling good. I think I'm going to transform these guys over to some gold miners here in a second. Or stone miners. Okay, cool. I forget. It's been a day since I played this. Alright, so now he's coming in with some archers. So let's see what he does here. Now, if he was smart, he would click in the middle, take the units, click them in the middle of my base, and then they would start walking around this way, and he would realize this is happening. This is a good thing to watch out for whenever you are playing 1v1s. If you have like, I don't know, what is it's like 400 or 500 resources worth of units, smacking one little wall, it's just not worth, dude. Not worth at all. So now the archer follow-up, fantastic. So he's gonna follow up with some archers, and then he's walling off his base, which is smart, just in case I want scouts. And his base is honestly not bad either. Really not bad. He destroys my wall. Now I can't repair it, but immediately built my house walls, and then thank the Lord I recognized that, and then I was able to hop in there, and everything was great. So I got to castle age with 637 stone. Didn't quite have enough. And so here's where you can tell I'm rated 1150. My castle placement was not good. I panicked because he was pushing in here, and so I put my castle there. But realistically, my castle doesn't block freaking anything there. It's a bad castle. So what I either should have done is walked out and around, dropped it here, dropped it on this gold, dropped it on this stone, or just put it smack dab right here on the hill in the back of my base where I know I'll expand to later. You know, you could argue different ways, but anyway, so now I'm like, alright, I kind of panicked my castle up at the beginning of Castle Age. I either need to get my economy order, or get my military in order. I grabbed Loom after Castle Age, of course. And he's been steady building archers most of the time, like he's not doing crazy. His economy is much more solid than mine right now, 39 to my 33. Took out his scout, which is super nice, and I'll wall this off now. But yeah, so now what I'm thinking is Conqs. What's my win condition? Conqs. Conquistadors are just absolutely nuts at this part of the game. Yeah, they're nuts. Also, oh, she was on the outside of the wall. Okay, I was wondering how they attacked her. Anyway, so I get my Conquistadors out. He gets some good damage. Only one Bill kill, though. Really not worth it. I almost lose this Conq, which is annoying as heck. But here's where I go. Okay, so now if I'm committing to Conqs, I'm trying to get my food up to where I can do a Conq in a villager consistently. I'm not the greatest at that. Like you see, I just have my castle idle right now. I really shouldn't have stayed on stone. If I was smart, I would have moved all these guys to chop these wood and then gone. But I'm not smart, so just what happens. So, and I'm moving back to stone. Oh no. Yeah, that's really not good. They should have gone to wood, so then my villagers pumping out could have gone to stone. But anyway, he's got a few good archers. What was it, 13? That's not bad. That might one-shot a no armor Conq. I've got my blacksmith here. I don't have any upgrades. I do have my wood upgrade, which is very important. I'm keeping my idle town center time is starting to suffer. Hardcore. Because now I'm not only trying to manage my economy, but also trying to raid. Because if I'm not getting in meaningful raids, my Conqs, it's like, why am I building them? You know, because they're not like in game. You know, you're like, you don't necessarily super care for them late game. Especially in a matchup against Ethiopians with great skirmishers, great archers. Archers just tend to trade really well with Conqs. Now, as a Spanish, when you're playing against Ethiopians, you know, like, my strengths are stable units, right? I think we get a full stable tech tree, so it's like, push that, push that, push that. Stable gunpowder, it's going to be your go-to. I don't know what I'm doing with that girl. Trying to find some raids here with the Conqs. I think I end up killing this villager, maybe. I like raiding with 4, because 4 will one-shot a vill, even with Loom. So, that's like my magic number when it comes to Conqs. Idle TC time. Buns, bro. Buns. I have 2 villagers in queue behind this and not a conquistador online. Oh, that's so dumb. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with this villager. That's pretty bad. So again, he's beating me, you know, in army count, obviously. And this is a great raid, actually, for me. I know he has to be getting crossbow sometime soon, so I just leave my conquistadors here and kill as many villagers as I can. And this is like great value for these, honestly. I killed like 4 or 5 villagers. That's great. So that puts us almost even, because I knew he had a vill lead, because my town center time was bad, and his score is crazy high compared to mine. And so I'm like, oh geez, did I make a mistake, you know? So whenever I lost that army, I'm thinking now, it's like, okay, I can probably replenish that and be fine. He's starting to get his crossbow numbers up. Now, here's where I kind of made a mistake. I'm sitting on 650 stone. Add my second TC because I know he's probably not on 2. Because he's thinking I'm going to go full army. So what does he do? If I'm going full army, he's going full army. So I'm thinking, hey, let's go, Nicholas. I did this sooner than I thought. Stable transition. What absolutely destroys archers? Well, onagers for one, but stable units. Stable units kill archers. So I was like, okay, well, if I'm setting up late game here, which I feel like I am kind of setting up late game. Conquistadors are not good against the ball of archers. So I'm still making myself some archers, you know, getting my upgrades. I think, yeah, I start getting bloodlines there. And then he shows up at my front door. You see, he just one-shotting my Conqs right now. They're super underleveled. I think, yeah, I try to get in some good raids here while he's at my door. So I'm like, what do I do? And really, he should have probably walked up over here. I don't know that he... Let's see, did he see that? No, he didn't know that was there. That's why. That's a missed opportunity from him. He's chasing me away with some E-skirms over there. You know, and I'm totally fine with this. Like, if he wants to take away some of my farms, I have another town center out here that he doesn't even know about. And then, boom, I built myself a siege workshop, making a mangonel out here. I was like, ooh, I'm going to catch him out good. My Conqs started dying out here. I'm really bad at macro. Now, this would have been a sick play, because they basically all would have died. I was like, you know what? We're going mangonel, and I'm dropping a castle behind him, so when he walks out, he has to walk through it. And so at this point, we're equal builds, 47-47. My idle TC time's way higher than his, but he's staying just on 1 TC pressure, which I think was his folly. He should have never stayed 1 TC. So, oh, missed that shot. Come on, Nicholas, get a shot. Get a shot in. Oh, I missed it. That's bad. Those guys were trying to repair, but it never worked. And then, I freaking doubt castle, dude. It was like 96. Yeah, 96%. I was like, great. Luckily, I was making a second mangonel. And I was getting some decent value with these guys, just being annoying, so you couldn't micro these guys a ton. So, okay. I'm thinking at this point, I'm like, geez, he's probably 1 TC. I'm on 2. But I almost figured I had a villager, or I didn't have a villager lead anymore. So I went 3rd TC. I was like, this corner's pretty protected, and I can wall off if I want. But it's kind of just out of the way. Like, he's way up here. This is a long way to walk around to do anything. So I dropped 3rd town center. Now, my base is definitely protected. 2 castles. Honestly, this castle should have gone out, like, right here. Or even out here for more map control. I'm a pretty turtle-y player. I like to play from behind, like, super safe, because I've gotten caught out a lot in the past, and it's just annoying. And I'm still just massing Conqs and mangonels right now. Not the optimal play. My idle town center time, because I'm making Conqs, is... Oh, it's so buns, dude. So bad, so bad. Now, this is where he definitely should have gone. Yeah, look at that. He could drop 2 town centers and has the food production for it. So easy. He should have dropped 1 there, 1 there, you know, 1 there. Like, I mean, dude, yeah, just like 1 there, 1 there. Maybe even a 4th right there. And his economy would have been booming, booming, booming. Now, I think what he thought I was doing was rushing to Imperial Age. That is not what I was doing. I did not have Imperial Age in mind at all at this point. And I really should have. Because, I don't know. I think he was really scared of the Conquistador power spike. But at this point, he should have known that his ball of skirms and archers is just way more than anything I could have ever dealt with. I don't know what these guys are doing. I do that a lot on accident. Set random waypoints places. But yeah, so he's just staying in his little bubble, protecting his stuff. You know, even if he didn't go Imperial Age, he totally should have dropped more town centers. Or even a castle, dude. Like, he didn't do any of that. It's really surprising. He's definitely way more focused on his military than his economy. That's for sure. I pushed way too far in here. I got a few good shots. In fact, it felt pretty good. Yeah, I was able to really get some good shots there. Both my mangonels die here. I don't know why I ran into my Conqs. I should have just ran away. But, you know, you live and you learn. So, he's still got the score lead. I'm not anywhere near Imperial Age. He's floating 1,000 of everything. He's not taking his advantages very well at all. So, one thing I do like to do is start kind of peppering outposts around the map, especially out in these outliers, so I can tell when raids and stuff like that are coming in. Siege Workshop forward, kind of a waste. Probably should have used it on farms, to be honest. But really at this point, I was thinking, I'm like, okay, if we're thinking late game, I have faith that my Paladin is better than his Arbalest Onager comp. I knew he really wasn't going monks and picking up the relics either. I think, yeah, so I started doing that here. I figured we were going late game. And I'm trying to pester this hole in his walls as much as I can. Because he's just leaving it open. And I just want to be a pest. I think I lose another mangonel. I think that's like mangonel 4 or 5. This monk scouts the castle. And I was like, ayo. I think I died. Yeah. One shot. Pow. Then I noticed he had some scouts running around. Just, I think, on auto scout, honestly. But I was like, okay. He's going... I assumed he was going Imperial Age. Since he built a castle so far out here with no army, I was like, okay, he's probably going Imp. He's going to get his trebuchets out, and he's going to absolutely slaughter me. And so... I had enough stone. I was like, I know I'm downhill from him, but I don't want him to push into this part of my base. I don't want him to be able to come down here easily. Just want to take it from him. So, and at this point, I'm still trying to mask Conqs as well. Conqs are kind of like my quick thing. I'm kind of dumping all my resources into economy because I feel like I'm way behind in economy at this point because I figure he's on more than one town center. Obviously he wasn't. He was one town center the whole time. I'm actually up by like 20 bills at this point. So I think I kind of overcommitted to the economy aspect of it. But then I started sweating. I was like, what the heck? He's in Imperial Age? I had accidentally set a waypoint from somewhere out here. Running his scouts in. Super dumb. I mean, those guys just get absolutely melted. I'm trying not to lose another mangonel. So, he was going to drop a castle right here, by the way. Super annoying. So, yeah, 84 bills to 60. Let's see. Idle TC time 15 minutes to 2. But, you know, it's really not that bad when you have the 3 town centers in mind. I'm really not great at macroing military and eco. Like, if you want me to boom, I can boom really, really well, I feel like. But if you add any sort of military in that, it, like, goes down from, like, I feel like... I honestly feel like I can boom as well as, like, a 1400 elo player. I really do. Put me on arena, I'll cook. But, you add any military in there, it's just not great. I have way too many things to think about. I don't know how to prioritize resources super well. Anyway, I knew he had to be building an army. I assumed he was, just judging by the score, seeing as he's 1,000 above me, I was like, I almost decided to go, okay, I guess I'm just gonna basically just full out bum rush him, because, and that's, you know, I start getting my horsey techs, and I was like, because I don't have anything else I can do. Buddy's been sitting on 1,000, 2 castles, 3 castles, basically. Yeah, there you go. He's starting to add some town centers now, but those town centers are coming in way too late. And you know, if he had moved out with this army and was like at my doorstep, I could see it. But honestly, I don't think he really even knows. Let's see. Does he? Yeah, I mean, he knows I'm down here, but he should have just walked down. That would have been so annoying. But he didn't. So I started thinking, all right, let's get some good value with my conquistadors here. I'm about to hit Imperial Age now. Mind you, he's been Imperial Age for 3.5 minutes. No trebuchets. What do? As soon as I hit Imperial Age, maybe, yeah, trebuchet baby, trebuchet baby. You gots to. If you ain't playing trebs, when you first hit Imperial, it's like, why even going Imperial, my guy? So I also get Cavalier because I'm like, I'm a horrible mangonel microer. He'll just cook me. Like, they're so expensive. Trying to cut off any reinforcements he might have coming out with my Conqs, but just losing bad value there. I'm at 100 villas, he's at 70. It's kind of at this point where I felt like I was like, you know, he hasn't had a treb out yet. Oh, he gets one out as soon as I do, actually. He's got all his he's got a lot of imp upgrades. But he never clicked Arbalest. I don't know if it's because he couldn't. I don't think he has enough wood right now, but I don't know. But I figured there would be some trebuchets coming out when I got mine out, so that's why I built these stables. Got my Cavalier, got my armor upgrades, ran in here, took those guys out because we ain't playing. Does he have anybody repairing that? No, nobody repairing, but you know, honestly, I lost a decent amount of gold there, so it wasn't the best. Honestly, you know what I should have done? I should have walled. I've been playing with stone walls recently. Stone walls are so freaking underrated. I love stone walls. Okay, so he's got some guys repairing now, and then some skirmishers hitting my castle and just getting cooked. I only have a +1 on my archer attack right now. I've got my my horse armor up, and now I'm starting to get my damage up, and I'm just chilling. Like, I actually feel like well, obviously the score's kind of evening out. He's still far ahead, but I actually feel like I'm in the power position now. Like, I just, something about this moment after I took his castle down with like such ease, I was like, I'm definitely winning right now, even though it did not feel like it. Honestly, if you'd asked me, I should have gone 4th town center a long time ago. I'm floating a lot of wood, a lot of gold, a lot of stone. I'm floating a lot right now. And I was like, he's just shooting my stuff. Like, it's not that big. That bomber cannon was being annoying, so I walked out and yeeted that guy. Yeah, so now, it's now at this point that I'm like, okay, what's next, you know? So in my view, I knew he had town center castle up here. I almost wondered, I figured he had expanded back here somewhere. I'm grabbing my elite conch, because I still have a decent amount. I really probably shouldn't have grabbed it for only 7. I always wanted to get back into Conquistador because I was like, they just got buffed. Let me use them, chief. Let me use them. But as you'll see, that was not the play. I should have not ever spent that money. I figured he had a town center back here that I haven't scouted, so I was like, let me just run my guys back here. Spoiler, he didn't expand back here. I figured he walled and expanded. Did build a castle though. That was crazy. Fighting on the front here. Just not getting handcart for me. He doesn't have wheelbarrow or handcart. Floating 1,000 food and 24. Oh, that stink. That stinks. I actually think this guy is just a just fine player. Like, he's a decent player. He just doesn't make, he's not making good game time decisions, you know. So I'm adding a 4th TC for that stone there. In games like this where I can, oh, score switch, by the way. I never saw that he got that castle up, so all these cavaliers just died. This is why I haven't hit 1200 elo yet, by the way. Or maybe I have. Spoiler coming soon. So yeah, 1156 here, or I'm just thinking, okay, he's got the skirms. I'm not trying to push Conqs into skirms. The score switch, so I figured I had a Bill lead. At this point, 130, yeah. I added 2 more TCs, 130. I knew the map control was mine. Like, and if we look from like his point of view, I mean, my base just looks so much prettier than his does. And that was his first castle. That's crazy. So yeah, I'm starting to upgrade my Hussar in the Blast Furnace. So I have this really bad tism, if you will, where it's like, if I feel like there's going to be a war of attrition type game coming up, I turtle, and I just like castle around everything. You can kind of see it right here. Castle. Obviously, that was my defensive castle from earlier. But like, I like to like section a box in the map, and it's like, that's my box, bro. And I don't get out of it. Now he's getting archer armor, Hussar, Arbalest. So we're thinking late game here. I just got in my Hussar upgrade, so now I'm like, okay, I need to start adding trash into my. I need to start adding some trash units into my game here. Also, I don't know why I built a bunch of archer ranges and teched into E-skirm. Not my proudest moment. I should have just gone full Hussar spam. Be Hera, spam the Hussar. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, building me some trebs. And it is at this point, it was kind of like, I felt like it was pretty much GG. Unless he just had like a ton of Shotel warriors somewhere that could have ran in the side of my base and wrecked my eco. But my eco was pretty spread out, and I was like, honestly, it feels good. So yeah, it tries to drop a panic castle there. Oh no, his skirms are on top of it. Oh no. Yikes. So yeah, once I switched into Hussar, it full countered his Arb skirm, and that was that. So takeaways from this game: stop throwing conquistadors into skirmishers in Arbalest. It's not worth it, bro. It's not worth it. Second thing to take away, I need to be able to macro. What's that? I need to be much better about being able to macro my army and my economy at the same time. I can either play military very well or eco very well, but if I try to do both at the same time, I kind of fall apart. So, APM 42 for me, game effective. That's not bad. Like, I usually sit around like 42 to 48. So, if I'm in the high 40s, I'm a happy man. Peep some statistics real quick. Absolutely dominated this guy. Yeah, and he just kind of sat around with all of his archers. He did not make anything of those archers, which is why I was like, I bet you fast castle Conqs can work. And then what did I do? I didn't do anything with my Conqs. So, what you gonna do, But, yep, ooh, there we go. What was my peak APM here? 82. It's pretty good. I'm a pretty good player, guys. I'm a pretty good player. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in. This has been Fast Castle Conquistadors for you. Check out some of my other videos if you like. Peace. That's